Okay, so in this video, I just want to take you through the options panel for Pinpoint. The options panel for Pinpoint is really nice. I'm just going to go ahead and click right here. Not even going to go over to the menu that's slid out. Pinpoint is wonderful in the fact that the options it has is virtually self-explanatory. They have not tried to make this difficult at all. And what they've done is they've given you some very simple features in Pinpoint and some very advanced features in Pinpoint at the same time, and they've made them very easy to use. Okay, here we have a fully responsive layout, which means it doesn't matter if if I make the page like this or I slide the page over. Okay, and there's that weird thing that we haven't quite figured out yet. I apologize for that, but we are working on figuring out why that does that. But this layout is responsive, and I could change that by just coming in here and clicking off, and then clicking Save Changes, and that would totally take and make the layout number responsive. So I wouldn't want to do that, but you could totally do that. Here's page layout. As you can see, we got full width and boxed. You could change that so that instead of being a boxed layout like this, it was just all the way over 100% of full width layout. You could remove the page shadow, which is this right here. You could the favicon right up here. You could remove that and replace it. Put your Twitter share username. Here's an area for custom CSS for your Google Analytics tracking code. This is the admin logo for when you log in. As you look through the Pinpoint framework, it is extremely easy to use. You have all of these different backgrounds that you can choose from, which is this right here. You can choose not to use a background image at all, and then it'll just show the default color. You can come in here in the header. You can change the way the logo is configured. You could remove the logo. It actually is in there. You can just barely see because it is white. You could give the logo spacing at the top, right, bottom, or left. Change the give me a call. Decide whether to show social icons or not. Change the social icons through shortcode, which is nothing more than just writing in this little shortcode. As you see where it says Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, you're just writing in the name of the social network, no spaces, nothing uppercase, nothing at all, and you're separating with a comma. That's all you're doing. If the link's in there, it'll show it. If they have an icon in there for it, they'll show it, and they have an icon for quite a few. So this stuff right here, show subscribe aux and show search aux and translation and login, is this stuff right here. Here they could use it to subscribe, search. You could install the WPML and automatically translate your page. And then if people have their own account here, they can log in. So do that there and go back. That's what those for. Logo hover fade. That's this when you hover over the logo. So as you can see, menu dividers, those are on. Those are those little things between the menus. You can also remove that menu pointer nav arrow indicator. You could click that to off. So as you see, as you go through this, it's very direct and very to the point. They're letting you know exactly how to do this. You could change the footer layout instead of having the footer evenly divided in all three. You can enable or disable the copyright, so it is you can even change through here. You can even change the text that's right down there to send people back to the top of the page. Extremely flexible plugin. Slider options is for the standard slider. We're not even using that anywhere on there, but you could put a slider in there it uses a very simple responsive woo slider. There's actually several sliders in this, and one of these is just a simple responsive woo slider. So if you wanted to, say in a sidebar over here, if you wanted to you had a little slider and you just had some stuff that you wanted it to slide, you could use one of the woo sliders for that, which you would add because that's a sidebar. We would be adding that through widgets, but we'll get into that in a bit. So here you can also change font options as you look through. You can choose what the default type of font should be on a computer. You can choose to use a Google font like we've done here. We've turned this on, so that has overridden the headings font. And I've specified I wanted to use Marcellus SC, which all you do is on the Google Fonts directory, you just find the name of the Google font and you just copy and paste it in. No special code. Nothing like that at all. Yep, you just type in the name of the font. It could not be simpler. So it's a very direct and to the point framework. After you've made any changes, all you do is click Save Changes, and it automatically saves your changes, and they will be represented in the front. You would need to, once you're in the front, you will need to come up front and you'll need to refresh that page to take a look at it, because especially if there's been any CSS changes or major changes in content, you're going to need to refresh that page before you're actually going to see those reflected up front. So, and that is a quick overview of the Pinpoint theme options.